Trail students, Mr. Martin and I are here, and we want to share some information with you about an exciting celebration that we have coming up on May the 5th that's called Hands Around the World. So unfortunately, due to the COVID closure of schools last spring, we were unable to do Hands Around the World. So our 4th grade students that would have been in 3rd grade last year, this will be your first year experiencing that. Our 3rd graders, this will be your first year experiencing that. And anyone that's new to Lincoln Trail, this might be your first experience with that as well. But we are excited because we are celebrating the 25th year of Hands Around the World. So 25 years of Hands Around the World.
What is it? Like, as a new
yes.
person. Okay, what is a new person? What is hands?
Great question.
I know you guys know this, so.
We talk about hands like everyone knows about it, but what is it, right? So, excellent question. So, we have many families that are part of our Lincoln Trail family that have strong connections to other countries. Maybe they've lived in other places, or they still have family that lives in another country, that basically they teach us about their country and the customs of that country, maybe something about the music. Sometimes we have food from those places. Now, due to COVID, we're kind of limited on some of those things that we can do. But one thing that we are going to do that some of we call them ambassadors, those kind of teachers about those countries, if they have a recipe that they want to share that they might typically actually share for people to taste, they'll just share that recipe with us, and we'll be assembling a cookbook for Hands Around the World, and we'll kind of have a Hands Around Muhammad type cookbook, so maybe you guys can try something at home with parent permission, of course.
Sounds delicious.
Yes. So on May the 5th, we are putting together a kind of a choose your own adventure style. Yep. Since typically students would go around 2 different classrooms. With the COVID guidelines, that becomes harder to do, but similar to the open house that we had at the beginning of the year in August, there will be a choose your own adventure. So your class may visit Spain, Mexico, Italy. Another class may visit Puerto Rico, Japan, France, all different places. So we have many of you may have even lived in another country yourself. You may have family that lives in another country. And so we're asking for parents, for volunteers. We have some students at the high school that help with this, that will be putting together those videos. And then you and your teacher can work together on what adventure you will be taking. Every student will get a passport, and you can have some stickers to have that stamped in your passport for wherever you visit that day. And there'll be some different activities and different things that go along depending on what country it is that that particular classroom decides to visit.
Sounds awesome, because it's also like it's your class decides what your adventure is. Right?
Exactly.
So everybody can have a different adventure, and the other cool thing is then you can talk with your friends and everything about what adventure they went on. So
absolutely, cool. Yes. So we're truly taking like a world field trip, since again COVID's kind of limited to the field trips that we've been able to do this year. So now we can take a really cool virtual field trip practically all over the globe.
That's so cool.
In one day.
That's awesome.
Be a little bit different. Another thing that we're doing to celebrate the 25th year of Hands is we're asking students, for you to help with this, is we typically have a t-shirt that our staff wear on that day, and the ambassadors, or the governors as they're also sometimes called, will also have on those days. And we're asking for you to come up with a t-shirt design, maybe keeping in mind that it is the 25th year.
That'd be cool.
You can submit your design if you want, completely voluntary, but if you want to submit a design, then you can do that to your teacher. Our remote families, remote learners, if you would like to submit that to your teacher, however it is that you typically submit things from home, if that's to mail it in, that works too. You can email it to your teacher. If you're someone who's learning here on campus, you can turn it into your teacher if you've drawn it, or you can scan it and email it. Whatever works. The deadline to do that, though, because we do need some time to figure out what design we're ultimately going to choose and to get those made, is March 31st.
Nice.
So if you're interested in participating in our design contest, submit that by March 31st.
And since it's the 25th, like, if you had the 25th, like 25 in there, that would look like, I'm already envisioning what my design would be, with like a globe and like a 25.
Yeah.
Some like hands, so many possibilities with this.
Mr. Martin, I can tell. Creative wheels are turning.
Yeah,
so
it's happening.
They might be for you as well. I know we have some super creative students. We have some super talented students. So I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Those will be really cool. And then maybe we can use those designs for something else, even if they're not ultimately chosen for the t-shirt. I bet we can find a way that we can use those designs maybe for artwork for the hallways and things too. Because when you come in this building on March the 5th, or when you take your virtual tour if you're a remote learner, it's probably going to look a little different, but I think in a good way.
So excited.
Yes, so March 5th. Nothing, students, for you to do ahead of time. Your teacher will work with you on choosing that adventure. Just come be ready for a wonderful day. And if you want to submit your t-shirt design, do that before March 31st.
Awesome. Be excellent to each other, everybody.